Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ramble Road. I am joined by Finley
Yay.
and Joe,
Hi.
and today we are ripping off a popular British TV show known as Would I Lie to You? So basically, we have to tell a story, and the others have to guess if that story is true or if it's a lie.
Do you want to go into why we're having to rip off this show, Jacob?
Yes, Jacob. Shall we go into this?
To that.
Well, basically, it was my week last week to prepare the podcast, and I was going to do conspiracy theories. We're doing that next time it's mine, so that should be in 3 weeks' time. But I need more time to do some more research because I'm lazy and I haven't done any. So that's basically why we're doing this instead. And I thought it'd be fun. It'd be quite fun to do.
I mean, my depressing episode. I came up with that literally in minutes before the podcast.
Well, the amount of research and time and effort you put into this show, Joe.
Truly, it's impressive.
Yes,
it is.
It impresses me as well.
Joe, do you want to start with your first one, and then we'll start asking questions?
Right. Okay. So, my first one. I once drew on someone's jumper in a lesson.
Right. Why?
I was bored.
Okay. Whenabouts was this? Was this like?
This was
year
2 of primary school. So yeah, year 2.
That's more believable than like if it was last year. To be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you draw?
I can't remember exactly. I think because at the time I was really into football. I think I might have drawn like a football, football style number on the back and the person's name. And yeah, it was.
What sort of jumper was it? Because I remember my primary school jumper. You wouldn't be able to draw on that because of how it was. It was more knitted. Ours was.
Ours was like the same type that we got for secondary school. That type of jumper.
Right.
The really like tightly knitted one.
Yeah.
I was going to say, did you get a blazer at primary school?
No, the jumpers that we got.
Those horrible black things that.
Yes, those horrible
only
black
one
things.
person ever wore.
I think I wore it once or twice in year 7.
I never owned one.
Yeah, same. I never owned one.
Yeah.
What colour was it? What colour was the
maroon.
pen? 'Cause I reckon it would be maroon.
It was a maroon jumper, and the pen was black. It was a whiteboard pen.
Right. How long did it take for him to notice that you were drawing on his?
I don't know. We were sat in front of the board because the way that we had it organised, there were little tables at the time in like a semicircle, sort of like just like little groups of tables for different ability groups. And then there was a space in front of the whiteboard where you could come and sit. And so before lessons and during registration and that sort of stuff, you'd come and sit in front of the whiteboard. And at one point it was going on particularly long and we got whiteboards and whiteboard pens. And I got bored and started drawing on the back of the person's jumper.
Right, okay. Here's my thinking, right, is drawing on someone's jumper is a typical thing for like a 5 to 6-year-old to do. But this is you. And I don't think you would do something like that. I think you're too you'd probably be like scared that the teacher's going to shout at you or something.
Or
no.
In primary, someone to do it for you.
No.
Yes, Joe is just hiring people to draw on jumpers.
Yeah. Well, thing is, in primary school, I was a bit more extroverted than I was in secondary school. But then, stuff happened.
Finley, are you ready to vote?
I am.
All right. What do you think it is?
I believe it is a truth.
I'm gonna say it's a lie because I don't think Joe could be that naughty.
Well, fellas, you ready for me to reveal my answer?
Yes, please.
Well, it's true.
Oh, damn it.
1-0.
Oh,
do you want to know whose jumper it was?
I mean, are we allowed to reveal who it is? Yes, solid. Why not?
It was Jack Little's jumper, and all the teachers and all like the head teacher and all that, they were really angry at me. And Jack Little's mum was just like having a laugh at it. She thought it was brilliant.
Okay, so I think how the scoring works is obviously Finley, you've got a point because you guessed it right. But I think if both of us get it wrong, then
Joe
the person
gets-
telling it, Joe gets the
What,
point.
Yeah.
Joe would get... No, I think if both of us get it wrong, Joe gets 2. I think this
No,
one, Joe gets
he just
1.
gets. Right, okay, we're going to
No.
give Joe 1 point then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, you're going to put a different letter in the chat because obviously Finley is trying to do this. He's just
Wow.
put F1,
Wow.
J0, and Joe 1.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well
Joe
done,
gets the
Finley.
full name.
Right,
Yeah.
Finley, do you want to go next?
I can do. See, I am a borderline genius, 10,000 IQ. So when I was younger, I set my hair on fire.
Right, okay. First of all,
Well, it
what
would be in.
age?
Would it have been like, I think year 4?
Oh, so what's that like?
Yeah. That would
8,
be
9?
something like that. Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. But just a point. You said when you were younger. Could it have been
Yeah.
when you were older? Because does time travel exist?
Not yet.
Unfortunately, Stephen
Positive
Hawking.
mindset. One day.
Poor Stephen Hawking with his time travelers party where he sent out the invites afterwards.
Oh, poor guy.
Oh,
No one showed up.
well, no wonder.
Well, no one showed up. He was supposed. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so yeah, Finley, how did you set your hair on fire?
Well, we had in the old house, which was in undisclosed area.
Yes, undisclosed area, that famous part of undisclosed
Region
town.
of undisclosed country, yeah. We had like this candle. I was like, I'm gonna burn this certificate I had.
Right, what was the certificate?
I can't remember exactly.
Oh,
like
you
some
can't remember, then it
online thing.
must. Oh,
And
should remember stuff like this, just in case you ever have a podcast in like another 10
where
years.
I have to
Yeah.
have to try get the point across. Yeah, I had this certificate. I was like burning it, and then somehow I managed to burn my hair.
But how? Could surely the
I don't
candles been on like
even
a
know.
table?
It was on like a cupboard type thing.
Right.
It's like not on the floor. It's like decently high.
And you were setting
And-
fire to this certificate, and you somehow set your hair on fire.
But surely
I think
you have
what I
to have
might
your...
have done is I managed to like pull the certificate up while it was on fire and like catch the front of my hair.
But I reckon you would have to like hold it there for a long time just for the hair to actually catch on fire.
Yeah, but you need to remember, little me's a bit of a brainlet.
So how did you react?
I was like, that's not good. And like just patted it until it went out.
Did anyone
have an
notice?
effect?
No one noticed. And like it wasn't like a raging inferno, it was just like a little bit at the front got burnt.
Right.
Hmm.
Because here's the thing, right? I can see it as something Finley would do, but like, there's some sort of lock holes and just sort of jumps you have to make. Like it just randomly happening, and he doesn't remember how. I'm gonna say it's true. I just have a feeling it is something Finley would do.
See, I'm going to go against this, and I'm going to say false.
Drum roll, please. It was true.
Yeah.
Well,
So
we are Finley 2.
Finch just put another 1 in.
Oh yeah.
Are you just
Yeah,
gonna count them at the end?
Ignore
Or...
that.
There we are.
Yeah, we'll just ignore this one.
Jacob
You
1.
can tell by the 100 under it.
Yeah. Right. Which one to choose? Okay. I once killed an entire family of tadpoles.
Okay. So let's start. Why?
It was unintentional. I didn't mean for them to die.
Yeah, of course it was unintentional, Jacob.
I thought, right, these tadpoles looked hungry, so I gave them some of my toast. But tadpoles can't eat toast, and they all died.
What? What? So they starved to death or they were crushed by the toast? Which one?
No, I think the actual eating of the toast killed them. Like, they can't eat toast.
In the same way
Oh.
that birds in Minecraft can't eat cookies, real life
And-
tadpoles cannot eat toast.
And
Yeah,
real life
or
dogs
the
cannot eat
toast was
large
like-
amounts of chocolate.
Yeah, or like the toast was too much for them, and I don't know, they died.
They just exploded.
So you overfed a tadpole until it detonated like a tiny slimy piece of C4.
Yes, I think so, but I didn't mean to.
Okay.
I didn't
Does-
mean to shoot the
I
president.
mean, I was only
It
like-
just kind of happened.
I was only like 5 or 6.
Okay. Finley, you ready for a decision? This is going by really quickly.
Yeah, unless you've got any more questions you want to ask about it.
I think I have an answer.
Alright, what have you got?
I'm going to say that's true.
I'm
Joe?
going to say it's a lie.
That is true.
God damn it!
Yeah.
I'm not very good at this, am I?
No. These were, I'm going to bear in mind, these were like our primary school tadpoles. Like, we as a class were meant to look after them.
You
Oh,
murdered them.
But I ended up killing them all.
right. So
Joe,
is,
do you want to go
is
for
it
your
my
next
turn?
one? Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to go with I have a fear of pool tables.
Oh, this is definitely true.
You see, dear listeners, we were at a 10-pin bowling in our local town, and 10-pin bowlings have these big sections in the back of them, or some of them do anyway, with pool
Yeah, I've
tables.
seen you play pool loads of times. How can you be scared of playing pool?
Well, you see,
Was it when I tried
dear
to shove the cue
listeners,
up your arse?
yes, it was, in fact. That's made me paranoid that every time that I lean forward near a pool table where there's other people with sticks, I just know.
Yeah, this is
That's
definitely
right, dear
true.
listeners. We traumatized him.
Well, to
This
be
is
fair,
true, 100%.
To be fair, there was also the time that was it Jake tried to shove a carrot up my arse at New Year's.
Yeah, that was quite
Let's
funny.
just stay clear of that night. That was a fucking disaster.
especially
Oh,
for
I know what
you.
we're doing for our
Yes,
my podcast
especially
next
for me.
week. I know what we're doing for my
exposing
podcast next
Finley's
week.
drunk state at New Year's.
Oh, just talking about times we've been drunk, probably.
Well,
Well,
it's gonna
actually,
be great
that-
for me when I don't
Oh,
drink.
yeah. Yeah, that is a good times that you've been around drunk people and funny things have happened, or times when you've been drunk and funny things have happened.
Oh,
Times that
I
we're going
can't
to
wait.
make.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Any more questions about this?
No, I just know
No,
that's
it's
definitely
100%
true.
true.
Okay, you're both going true then, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can reveal it's a lie.
No,
Oh,
you
no.
are definitely traumatized the poor thing,
No,
Joe.
no.
You can't deny this.
Nah, it's not a lie. The only thing that's wait, why have you given me 3?
Because you get two because we both got it wrong.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
we got that wrong, yeah.
Yeah, because, well, you see, I thought I'd put that one in there because I knew that you knew the situation. And it's something that I would then potentially be a little bit paranoid around if I was around you guys again doing
Yeah.
pool. So I'd always make sure to check behind me to make sure there's no one sneaking up with a cue, with a pool cue up behind me. But I'm not like actually afraid of pool tables because I really enjoy playing pool.
It is a good game, but
Yeah.
it is good.
But- So yeah, Jacob,
Rats.
next one.
No, it's Finley. It's Finley next.
Oh, is it? It's
Yeah.
Finley?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's Finley.
Which one do I want to go with? Let's go with this one. Okay, so picture the scene. It's like, I think 2007-ish. Me and my family were off in Mexico. And the hotel we're at's like this really weird one. Because it was like one hotel with like 2 hotels next to it. And although they weren't like the same hotel, you could catch like a little shuttle from like one hotel to the next one to like do shopping there because they had different shops.
Huh.
And again, young me, 10,000 IQ. Yeah, I somehow got lost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that it? Is it just you once got lost?
Yeah, basically, I think we were at like the second one out of the 3. And I think my parents somehow got on like the shuttle and I just managed to miss it.
How did
So
you
I'm-
manage to miss it?
Again, like little me, I'm a brainlet.
Yeah, that's got to be
Okay.
true then.
Just didn't notice that it was gone.
So what? All right, let's find out. What did you do like afterwards?
When you figured that you'd lost, you
Yeah.
were lost.
Basically went up to like one of the hotel people like, please help, where's the family? And they basically told like the hotel that we were at, and they told my parents that like I'd on the way, and they like gave me a little shuttle lift back in a golf cart.
Did your
Oh,
parents
nice.
not notice that you were like missing?
I think they noticed like after they'd already started leaving, and like,
Right.
I found someone.
So it's
at
like a
that
Home Alone,
hotel.
like the Home Alone situation where they get on the plane,
Yeah,
it's
and
rolling
like,
down the runway,
"Oh,
and they're just
no."
like, "We've left Kevin, we've left Finley."
Yeah, so I found someone before like they got to the other part of the hotel, and they told them there so that they like my parents didn't have to come all the way back to go all the way back again.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's true. I think there's a lot of
Hmm.
specific details in there that you managed to sort of say that I think does make it true.
What
Like
do you
about
think
how the
of-
hotels. If you were making up a lie, I think you would have just gone, "Oh, there was just one hotel."
What do you think, Joe?
See, the thing is, there's some people that when you're lying, you tend to make up little details. Because at first I thought you said that there were 2 hotels, but then you went with 3.
No, I said there was 3, but like
Oh,
I was
yeah,
at the
I probably-
second out of the 3.
I
because,
probably
like,
just wasn't listening properly then.
Did you really think Finley could be that
hmm.
creative on the spot?
Good point. I'm going to go with true as well.
it was a lie.
Oh,
God damn it, Jacob! You talked me into it.
It was based in truth because I was at a hotel in Mexico that was like that. Like there were 3 right next to each other that you could go through, but
Was
I
that
didn't
when
get
you went in
lost.
year 8?
No, that was where was that? I think that one was to somewhere else in Mexico because we've been twice.
So was this before you came to our school then?
Yeah, it would have
Right.
been like primary school again.
Oh, right. We all went to different primary schools, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah. Jesus, Finley, you've got 5 points.
yeah.
I've got 2, and Joe's got 3 at the moment. Right.
Yeah.
Are you ready for mine?
Yeah.
Well, no.
I once set a classroom on fire, and the fire department had to be called, and we all got sent home early.
Okay, when was this?
All right, so this is like year 5.
Okay.
How did you set the room on fire?
Right, basically, we had like this one room that was sort of like really old and was just like falling apart, basically. And we had a football in there, and I booted the football, and it hit the light when it was on, and basically it shattered and like fell down, and it basically set the carpet on fire because it was that hot. Because of how like broken it was just an awful light. So it set the whole carpet on fire. We all had to like evacuate onto the playground. The fire engine was called. This happened. I think it was lunchtime. Because we went home at like 1ish.
So you were inside at lunchtime.
Yes.
Why were you inside
yes.
at lunchtime?
Because I think it was like just the very end. So like some of us already started going into the classroom, and obviously they'd brought the football in from outside. So then we were just still messing about with it. So we kicked it up, it hit the light, and it fell down.
Finley, you got any questions?
Don't think so, no.
I'm just trying to think of any more questions that I could add to pad out the runtime, because so far we've probably been going for less than 20 minutes.
No, we've been going for exactly 20 minutes.
Oh, blimey.
Well,
How
maybe we'll
time
have to do
flies.
the bonus ones.
Yeah.
So What else can I say about the situation? Yeah, we just had to line up outside. Obviously, the fire department came, put it out. We went home, and then they had to redo that entire classroom, put new lights in.
So,
You ready to vote, or?
Yeah, I'm
Go on,
gonna
mate.
say that's a lie.
I too am going to say that's a lie.
That is a lie, but it is very much based in truth.
Did someone
The
else do
light-
it?
The light fell down, but I don't know how, and it actually did set the room on fire. We had to
But
go
you
home.
didn't cause it.
But I didn't cause it. But yeah,
Right.
it actually did happen. It was quite a
Nice
quite-
deferred
yeah,
maintenance.
yeah.
Yeah.
Almost burned down a school.
Right.
Yeah, but we got to go home early, so it was great.
Right. So I'm going to go with, because I put an extra one in the chat in case we wanted to pad out the runtime. So I'm going to go with my extra one.
Right.
My orthodontist ripped the front off one of my teeth.
How? When?
Well, you remember when I had braces?
Yeah.
So this was like from the end of year 10 all the way up to probably November last year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, towards the start of that, so probably year 11-ish, basically my braces, I've got this really one tooth that's was really weird. It was like really weirdly shaped, really weirdly discolored, and no matter how much you brushed it or anything, it just didn't seem to have any effect on it. And because that one was at a weird angle as well, so they wanted to readjust the bracket on it so that it would get a better pull. So in order to detach the bracket, they pulled on it with it still with the cement attached, and the tooth, the front of the tooth, just came off with the bracket.
Oof.
And I mean, when the dentist looked at it, he said, "Oh, it looks like there's been a root
So
canal
was
done
it
in there."
just like
Like the front of the tooth just came off with the thing.
Did it
Didn't-
hurt?
No, it didn't hurt. Well, like I said, because it looked like a root canal had been done in there. Part of the root was from inside was basically missing, so I didn't really have any feeling in that tooth. So when they pulled it off, all I felt was a weird pulling sensation. Then I ran my tongue over the place and noticed that doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel like the front of a tooth.
What did it feel like? Was it more like?
Well, for a start, there was like a bit of an indent in it. And then there was almost like this sort of like, well, like sort of like fleshy substance inside there.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what did they do afterwards?
Well, I went to my dentist, and my dentist basically.
Well, did not put like the braces back on.
Well, they put the braces back on except for that tooth, but because there's nothing on the front, there's nothing on the front of the tooth to mount it to.
Yeah.
The orthodontist said, "Go see your dentist. He'll build it back up for you." So he then like got some like putty type stuff, like the cement sort of stuff. They made the block so that your teeth wouldn't overbite if you had an overbite, and that sort of stuff at the back. Well, they used something similar to that, and he basically shaped a new tooth shape from it, and like polished up the front so that it looked more like a natural tooth, and then later they decided they needed that done with the one on the other side as well, which didn't really make sense to me, but yeah.
Do you still have it, or is it growing back naturally?
Teeth don't grow, Jacob.
Dingus.
Did it not? No, did it not like fix themselves?
No.
No.
No. Oh, so you still have it?
Yeah, I still have it. And that tooth, because of the really short root, they reckon that it could fall out any time from now. They were saying when they first discovered it, if you want, if we keep pulling that tooth, if we don't pull it, it may fall out when you're 35. If we keep pulling it, there's a chance that it will fall out.
Right.
But it's still there at the moment, which is a minor miracle.
Is it like in a good place that you could hide it if it did fall out, or which tooth is it?
It's my front. you know the front ones, the incisors. It's the one on the right, on the outer right, not the inner right.
Ah.
For me,
So it would be
so
bad if you did lose it.
yeah, if I had to get a metal tooth, you'd really be able to see it. So yeah.
Oh, can you please get a metal
guy
tooth?
from Home Alone.
I really want like either a gold tooth or a silver tooth, but at the same time, it would kind of be like a bit,
You
weird.
look like the guy from Home Alone.
Just smile and there'd be a glint,
Yeah.
like some sort of cartoon character.
I reckon this one is true.
I'm gonna go true as well, only because I believe that your dentist probably would do that.
Yeah, it just
With
seemed
my
like
orthodontist.
Yeah.
Because my braces were done with an orthodontist rather than with the hospital.
I'm not allowed braces yet. They're not bad enough.
I had to go to the hospital, and it was wonderful experience.
Yeah, fun fact about my braces. The dumb thing was we went to the hospital, they checked it, they went, your teeth aren't bad enough to do on the NHS. If you want to do it, you're gonna have to pay us $1,000 or $2. And then we also sent off to this place, this other place in another town not far from here. They didn't even look at my teeth. They just went, "Oh, you want to have your braces done on the NHS? Come on, come here. We're gonna do that for you."
Why can't I have that happen?
Well, just go there. I'll tell you after the podcast where it was. You can apply for it.
Pay for mine, but
when I went to get mine done, they were like, "Oh yeah, they're bad. We want to get him done before he turns 15." And we went, "Well, I already am 15." And they're like, "All right, we'll take you off the waiting list and put you on straight away."
Nice.
Because it was I was like 13. But I had to do, as you mentioned, the block braces, the one where you have to push your teeth forward, your jaw forward.
Yeah, and so they have like they have those like cement blocks on your back teeth that stop your teeth from closing properly.
It's basically you would have it. So this whole like cement thing was like it would go under be under the roof of your mouth, and then you would have these massive blocks from like your what are the back teeth called?
The molars.
The molars. It would cover all of the molars,
Huh.
and then on the bottom one, you would have one that went over all your teeth. It sort of clipped on, and it would have like these sort of like I don't know how to describe it. Sort of like a horn shape on like the front of it. So when you'd close your mouth, the ones on the top and the ones on the bottom would like meet, and the ones at the top would like push the front ones forward.
Huh.
So it would like push the whole.
So
jaw forward.
you had an overbite, or would it be an underbite? I can't remember.
Underbite.
When the jaws forward.
It's because basically I didn't have one, but if they were to straighten my teeth normally, then I would have because of how bad they were. So they had to do that before they could straighten it, or else it would look weird.
Right. Because with mine, my teeth, that one that I mentioned, it was really far back at an angle. I still haven't told you whether this is true or not, have I?
No.
We'll get to it in a bit.
Yeah, but the one that was like at a really big.
People want to hear teeth talk.
Yeah, the one that was at a really bad angle. It was behind the incisors on my lower teeth. But the rest of my forward teeth were over. So there was a chance that if I did bite down, I would just knock the thing straight off. Yeah. So that's why they made me have the blocks. But mine were literally just like the same cement stuff that they used to make the braces, just 2 lumps of that on my back teeth and 2 lumps on the top teeth. And partway through, they actually fell out.
Oh.
So, do you want to reveal if it is a truth or a lie?
Okay. It's true. So you both get a point each.
We both get a point. Right.
So, yeah.
Finley, are you next?
I believe I am.
All right. Are we going to make this the final one? Because I haven't got an extra one. I've only got 3. Joe, you got 4.
Well, yeah.
We might save it for a part 2 if we ever do it in
Yeah,
a year's time.
yeah. 1 year anniversary
Yeah.
of the dumb podcast because Jacob couldn't be bothered to do anything.
Alright, don't.
Can we
I'll
call
have to
this
rub it in.
episode the Jacob Failed podcast?
Yes,
No.
do it.
No, we
Yes,
don't need to talk
Jacob.
about my failures.
Come on,
Right,
Jacob.
we missed a week.
Because you weren't ready.
Alright. Finley,
It's
are you
next
ready?
week,
I'm fed up of this.
Okay,
Finley.
come on. Who's next? Was it Finley?
Yeah. All right. So, back in primary school, one day they decided, hey, you know what? Let's get that kid to dress up as a Tudor. So, little 8-year-old me got dressed up in this reenactment Tudor garb with the really baggy knees, the puffy shoulder pieces, all the white frilly bits, and some dumb hat. And I had to walk from one room, which was next to the computer room, out into the hall, around the hall at lunchtime, full of all the kids just wheezing at this dodgy looking kid in this awful outfit, and walk up to the office so that they could take my picture.
Wow.
Incredibly
If this is
day.
true, this is true.
I want to see this picture.
I want to see this picture as well.
But this is just something I can see Finley doing in his own house.
But you said in the thing Henry VIII, or at least you did in the.
Yes, I know Henry. Well, actually, Henry VIII is technically Tudor, isn't he?
Yeah. No, but wasn't he incredibly fat?
Yeah.
Did you put on loads of weight for
And
the role?
you're just incredibly lanky.
Yeah, little
How?
me was this pencil. I mean, I put Henry VIII because I couldn't remember Tudor.
Right, so you dressed up in all that big puffy silk stuff,
big puffy stuff.
The kilt, the tights, the weird shoes, the hat.
Yeah.
I really want this to be true. I really do.
I really hope it's true. Why?
Why you?
Yeah, why did they make you do it? Was everyone else in the class dressed up?
I think that they needed one girl to do it and a boy to do it, and I think they were just walking about and found me. I was like, "Oh, you'll do."
Oh, apologies for any background noise.
What was it like? A
just
whole
happened,
school
my
thing, or
dog's
just
appeared.
your class?
I think there was just any kids from the school that they found. They needed 2 people, and they just
came
found,
across you.
me and someone else.
So did they provide you with a costume, or did you have to get your own?
They provided. It was on the day. They basically picked us, took us into the classroom, and there was a box with these dumb looking Tudor outfits in.
Right.
Yeah. That's it.
Oh,
that's what it was.
Brilliant. Jacob's just photoshopped Finley's head onto a Tudor costume.
Yeah,
that's
that's amazing.
You've done that as a joke. That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah, no.
I think it was red instead of orange, but yeah.
Just me seeing this photos made me visualize it, and now I can just see it happening, so I just kind of know it's true.
Go on, then. I'm going to go with true as well.
Oh, I definitely think it's true. Yeah.
Congratulations! This did indeed happen.
Yeah. Please, can you find that photo and just send it us?
Yes,
I don't know if I can.
Photo.
I'm not sure where it would be. It
We
might
be
be
on the school's website, so we can have a look through their archives.
But it's a really long time ago.
I'm just remembering at various points in year 5 for our history, we did the 60s, and my teacher was a really big fan of the Beatles, and so he made us basically do just stuff about the Beatles, and we did this little, because at our school, when you were doing subjects, sometimes they'd make you do a little assembly on it for an hour, and I ended up narrating it with someone else, and we Yeah, that was a fun time. I remember that one.
Well, we did the 60s as a topic for history, and we did the Beatles as well. But
Yeah.
when we did it, we got to go. Yeah,
We got
used
to go to
be
the
a fan.
Beatles Museum.
We got to go to the Beatles Museum in good old Liverpool, and I
Yeah.
remember one of my classmates being really excited just because they wanted to hear the Scouse accent in real life.
Oh,
Fun little also thing. The other day, me and Finley, we headed down to Liverpool, didn't we?
Liverpool.
And the entire time, our mate Elliot on the train kept on saying the words chicken burger and chips, but in the Scouse accent. I'm not even going to attempt because I can't do it.
yeah.
And every time we were just walking around, he'd just randomly say it.
Chicken burger and chips.
And then, Finley, you ordered a chicken burger at Spoons, and the woman said it.
Came over.
It was amazing.
Oh God.
It kept creasing up every time.
Yeah, Jacob, I doubt I'm going to be able to find that picture. Although I do hang on, this is the picture on the website for the school was the class below me. They would have left 5 years ago. Why is that the picture on the website?
Oh, more than that.
Well, to be fair, our school has pictures of them from a few years ago. Because I remember doing the photo shoot for one of them, and I think I'm just out of frame in one of them, or in the background. I can't remember.
I was in one of them for the booklet you get for the school, if you want to join. I'm obviously they put me on the front cover.
We had these canvas sort of hangers with pictures of the kids on, and I was one of them. You come through the door at the school, the first thing you see is my miserable face on this picture.
Please come to our school. Look how happy this kid is.
Just this gangly little year 6 kid just looking just miserable.
Right,
Yeah.
Are we ready for my last one?
Yeah.
That will be the end, because this is quite a juicy one. This is.
Yeah.
I once started sort of an argument with a puppet over an injustice, in my opinion.
What was the injustice?
Right.
Sorry,
So
dogs, by the way.
this is kind of a long story. So this was I know the exact date. It was summertime in 2009, because it was either the day or the day after Michael Jackson died, right? And we were having a summer fair at school sort of thing, and they had hired someone to come do Punch and Judy. Now, if you're British, you obviously sort of know the story. I can't remember it that much, but I know that he gets accused of stealing sausages, right?
Yeah. And then a crocodile comes and eats the sausages that he steals.
Yeah.
Isn't it? And it comes and eats him as well.
How do you know this?
I just remember it.
But I remember there's a bit where the police come to accuse him or something, and I stood up and I was shouting at them saying, "No, this is wrong. You shouldn't do this. He's done nothing wrong. He's innocent." And I got told by Punch to sit down and shut up.
They told a little kid to sit down and shut up.
And I think it got to a point where I had to be escorted away because I was getting that annoyed by it. So I was like, "This isn't right. He shouldn't be accused like this."
That is my dog.
I think he does actually steal the sausages in the story, though. So
I honestly, that's over 10 years ago, so I can't remember the exact details, but I can just remember getting really annoyed at it.
I'm going to go down there. I'm going to throw my dog out the window in a minute. Shut up, Max.
Oh, bloody dog.
Yeah.
I've had my dog come visit a bird in the background.
That is, that's the story. If you've got any additional questions you want to ask.
I think that's true, to be
I think it's a lie.
Really? Why do you think it's a lie? And Finley, why do you think it's true?
I can see a little kid like you doing that. I mean, at primary school we had some play on, speak louder, and I'm full force belting at them.
Oh God, I remember. I can't remember how old I was, but I went to see Thomas the Tank Engine, the musical, and there was a bit where one of the trains got derailed or something.
Wait, how
And
do they do the trains?
I don't know. I can't
They
remember.
just got full-size trains and just put.
But I just remember my parents have been telling me that when the train got derailed, I literally like stood up out of my seat and went, "No!"
That's something you would do nowadays.
No, it isn't.
Was Ringo?
Yeah, it is.
It really isn't. I wouldn't fool Darth Vader, no, would I?
Oh, you would.
I don't
End of
know.
Infinity War. No.
No.
Oh, I
So,
went to see
Finley,
Infinity
so
War,
Joe.
actually.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah, that was good. Went to see it. Yeah.
No, you continue, Joe. You continue.
Yeah, I went to see it at the Great British Drive-In, which was very good.
The thing the Americans did in the 50s.
Yeah, we're now doing it.
Yeah, we
best part was-
stole it back.
The best part was, right, so you had to tune your radio to a certain frequency to be able to hear it.
Yeah, why were you sat outside? Because they were talking about this on the latest episode of the Complete Waffle podcast. About you sitting outside the car. So how did you hear it?
we
Did you
sat
have the windows down?
No, well, first we sat outside. My dad has this this radio that we normally use when we used to go to the Isle of Man on holiday to watch the Manx Grand Prix, because you'd get the commentary through the radio. And so my dad had that, and the sound from it was crap. But like, to start with, we were sitting outside, so we sat outside for our tea. We sat outside whilst the sun went down, and then when it first started, we were still sat outside. And I just, for the first like 10 minutes or so of the film, I just kept looking over at my mum and going, "This is crap. We need to go back into the car." And so me and my mum went back into the car. My dad stayed out there with his little radio, probably because he just wanted to fall asleep. But we got back, and our car has this interesting feature where if it's you can turn the radio on for a bit, but after about 10 minutes or so, it turns itself off.
That
So
sounds like the most irritating
So
thing.
every 10 minutes or so, the sound would just cut out, and you desperately have to like slam down the power button and hold it for a few seconds for it to turn back on. But it would turn back on at a quieter volume than what you'd set it, so you'd have to turn it back on and then desperately crank it up.
Oh, well, I need to stay at home and watch it there. Like, I don't get the appeal of having to look for a car, like the car, to then be able to actually
It was
see it.
brilliant because we because the car that we were in, the seats they're quite high up in the car, so we couldn't actually see. So me and my mum, we just reclined the seats all the way back, so we got to basically watch it staring up at the screen.
Yeah, but
nice
you've got reclining seats in your house. You're posh.
I'm sitting on a reclining seat right now. I'm going to recline right now.
I would have had a reclining seat here, but my mum nicked the chair because of her bad back.
I'm now
working
reclined
at
on
home.
the sofa. I'm on my bed.
No, I'm literally on my bed.
I'm
Yeah,
on
my
a
chair
dining,
is
I'm on a borrowed dining room chair.
Oh,
Hey.
very nice.
Yeah.
So, why do you
have
think
a table? I have a plank of wood.
Yeah.
we've gone so far off topic? Joe, why do you think it was a lie?
I don't know, just I think it was a lie. I just
All
do.
right, I can reveal that it is true.
Yeah.
Damn it!
I actually did have a full-on argument with him.
Oof. So
So, Finley's just doing the final results
Finley
here.
won with 8.
You got 5.
You got
Jacob, being the genius that he is.
No,
got
no,
all 4.
No, you
No,
got
I got
5.
5 because of Joe getting it wrong.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you got 5.
Yeah.
So, Joe, should we do yours?
My
Your
last
final
one.
one as the tiebreaker between me and you.
I suppose we could
So,
do.
Finley, you can still obviously put yours in.
Right. So, get this, right? Year 6 of primary school. It had snowed at Christmas time. So, what our teacher decided, it would be a brilliant idea to have an organised snowball fight, because technically it was against the rules unless you're under teacher supervision. But one of the rules was you're not allowed to hit anyone in the face. So, I've never been great at throwing things. and I went for an overarm throw for distance in the general direction of a group of people, which just happened to also include a teacher. And it hit a square in the face. And she then sent me inside really angrily, and later accused me of deliberately throwing it into her face and purposefully aiming for her face, when I've never been able to throw anything with much accuracy if it's in overarm and barely any accuracy if it's underarm. So, yeah.
I already have a feeling it's true because of one word, and that is organised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see Joe partaking in an unorganised one. Is not allowed.
I used to love it. Look, you think of me as like a rules person, but I wasn't always, and I'm not always now. But yeah,
So,
I do like a good unorganised snowball fight where you just lob snow at each other and then get yelled at.
How like sort of long into the fight was it?
I can't remember. I just remember we went out, we were throwing snowballs around probably for a good 5 or 10 minutes, and then that happened. And I think after that incident, when the teacher realised, hey, these kids maybe she realised that, hey, these kids aren't the best at necessarily aiming the snow that they throw, and people could get hit in the eyes and stuff like that. They were further banned. So yeah.
Did you argue back with this teacher?
Yes, not exactly. I went inside, and then I was in tears because the teacher had a massive go at me for it. I was in tears, and this other teacher comes up, this TA comes up to me and says, "Why are you crying?" And I explain, "Oh, it was I accidentally I threw it, and I didn't really. I'm not very good at aiming it, and it
accidentally domed the teacher."
Yes, and then the teacher came in and accused me of lying to another teacher because of this. So yeah, fun.
I mean, I once threw a pen at and it hit a teacher in the eye.
Oof.
This is in year 8, and to annoy the person I was sitting next to, he used to just take something out of his pencil case and lob it across the classroom, and then he would have to go up and get it. So
was this the same person that someone tipped the entire contents of his bag out of a window?
No. This is Lucas.
That's the guy that did tip the other guy's bag out.
Yes, that is another fun story we can talk about in a bit. So yeah, I picked up his pen and I went to launch it across the other side of the classroom, whilst this teacher turned around and just hit her right in the eye.
Ooh.
Yeah, it wasn't
the best one that ever happened to fucking Squarehead's pencil case was when he was asleep in English. Some other kid opened it, put it on his back, and then jabbed him on the pressure points in your hip, and he just bolt upright, launches it all across the room.
Oh God. Oh,
the time we poured someone's entire bag out the window, that was quite funny.
That was quite funny.
Yeah. We all just horrible.
And then didn't rather than I wasn't there for this because
instead of asking to go and say, "Hey, look, they've chucked my stuff out the window. Can I go get it?" He asked to go to the toilet and then came back, but hid it under his jumper when he walked back into the classroom,
which just wouldn't work because he's skinny.
Yeah, so, we also sort of broke his calculator as well.
Oh yeah, Lucas broke his calculator, and then he went on a massive rant about how Lucas owed him a new calculator.
But then obviously you had the time that Elliot broke Lucas's highlighter, and Lucas wanted Elliot to buy him a new one, but Elliot was said it was a group effort in destroying it apparently, so we had to split the price. I think it was 29p. He was yeah, everyone has to pay 6p each.
Oh yeah, who broke Lucas's bloody Muji pen?
Oh, I remember the Muji pens. We used to steal.
Was that after he stabbed you in the hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, physically scarred me. I'm looking at the scar on my hand right now. But I think every time he had one out, we'd steal it and write Muji on it and punt it across the room.
And then one time it broke, and he was demanding that the
it's slightly bent, the tip of it.
And so he like demanded that we get a new one for him, which was like £1 for a
Oh,
pen.
we never did. Because he had to go down to London to get them.
Oh yeah, some dumb bullshit like that.
Yeah.
He saw them online.
Sometimes.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Should we wrap this up?
So we haven't voted yet. I'm gonna say it's true.
I'm gonna say it's true, although like it doesn't really count to anything. But yeah.
Yeah, it'd be true.
That means Finley, you get
9.
9.
Joey,
that puts
5.
me on 6. Joe's on 5.
6.
Yeah.
Thus meaning that in first,
You've won.
yours truly. In second is the
Small
small little doodad. And in last is the one that goes achoo, the Joe.
Sneeze.
It's Joe.
You
do sneeze a lot, don't you, Joe?
Yeah, you sneeze a lot. Although, to be fair, it hasn't been too bad recently, surprisingly. Anyway, yeah.
So
I
think we can sort of wrap this episode up. But there's just one thing I want to talk about quickly, and it is how do you guys feel that our podcast has become international?
Oh yeah, we have an American listener.
We have two.
To our American listeners, if you do choose to listen again, hi, we noticed. Why are you listening to us?
How did you discover us? I know there's one in Texas and the other one is in Virginia.
Well,
so if you're listening and you're in Texas or Virginia, then you should know it is you.
If you're in Texas,
unless someone used a VPN.
Yeah, unless someone used a VPN.
Yeah, but I don't know what. Yeah.
Well, if you're in Texas, I'm sorry about the fact that your one ship in your navy has been abandoned to such a state that it's in worse state than HMS Britain.
I mean, you could just say
for 40 years.
You could just say, "I'm sorry that you live in America."
No. To the rest of you, there's only 2 of you, so I'm speaking to both of you now. Give us back our land.
Well, technically, Texas was the Mexicans' land.
Yeah, Texas is fine, but Virginia, I think, was French. So yeah, give us that back. It would just irritate the French.
No, it was one of our colonies. I think Virginia was.
Oh, okay, then just give us back our land. We need it.
It
was one of the original 13 colonies. Anyway,
another thing. If you're listening to this on Spotify, you can go over to Google Podcasts if you want to listen to it there. It's on iTunes. We're on Overcast, and we're also on Apple Podcasts. So if you do have Apple Podcasts, go over, leave us a 5-star review, please.
We didn't even know that we were on Google Podcasts.
It just automatically did it.
Yeah.
And then I finally got around to put it on Apple Podcasts, which it had to get reviewed, so it took 3 days for it to get on there.
Oof.
Yeah. Oof.
So yeah, go over there and leave us a 5-star review. But after this episode and the other episodes, I would be surprised he just gave us 1 star.
Yeah.
Do you know what we need? Is we need to somehow put a video on just for us to be able to see. We don't talk when everyone else is. We'll have to try set that up next week.
We could do a PowerPoint and just go over that. Just send each other a PowerPoint so we can look at the slides to give us an idea of what we're doing.
Yeah.
Right. Well, anyway, thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Goodbye. And we'll see you next episode. It should be next week, unless Finley doesn't do any planning,
or we fall asleep.
Yeah. Sometimes we're just too tired and we can't be bothered to record.
Yeah.
That shows our dedication.
Yeah.
So thank you and goodbye.
Bye. Bye, Craig.
Bye.
Bye, Craig.
Oh, bye, Craig. Goodbye.